to Lesson 3, Geographical Indication. Chapter aims to explore the main characteristics of products recognized under the European Union's Quality Scheme, PDO, PGI, and TSG. Each definition reflects specific criteria regarding the origin, production methods, and traditional know-how involved in creating these products. Let's start with the PDO. The Protected Designation of Origin, PDO, was defined by Regulation number 1151 of 2012. This regulation identified products with the strongest and most direct link to a specific geographical area. This certification applies to foodstuffs, agricultural products, and wines, whose qualities are essentially derived from the natural and the human factors of their place of origin. So to qualify for PDO mark, a product must come from a defined area, owe its characteristics to the environment, and all stages of production, processing, and preparation must occur within those geographical boundaries. PDO embodies the concept of terroir, where environment, climate, traditions, and local expertise combine themselves to create a unique product. The PDO logo is mandatory for the agri-food products and optional, though widely used, for wines. A fundamental requirement for obtaining the PDO certification is the Product Specification Document, a technical dossier that clearly outlines the essential characteristics and production processes of the product. This document ensures transparency, standardization, and compliance with the European Union regulations. This document includes key information such as the product name, a detailed description and all the raw materials used, the definition of the geographical area, and the evidence of the product's origin and link to its territory. It also provides a comprehensive description of the production method, an explanation of how quality is connected to the environment, designated control and certification bodies, and labeling guidelines with authorized logos. This specification is essential to guarantee authenticity, traceability, and the protection of the product through all the entire. eAmbrosia is the official database of the European Commission that provides a comprehensive information of products certified under geographical indication, so we can find both PDO and PGI. Through this platform, users can search by product name, certification type, country of origin, and registration status. This centralized registry enhances transparency and facilitates the access to the detailed documentation on all the products protected under the European Union's quality schemes. The figure here displays the eAmbrosia search interface and a sample of the search results, including Italian and Hungarian wines and various food products from different European countries, with details on certification, custom code, and also the registration status. This table here highlights the examples of protected designation of origin products from various European countries. Among them, we can find the famous Italian cheeses like Parmigiano Reggiano or Pecorino Toscano, traditional Greek varieties such as Graviera Naxos, and the iconic French cheeses like Comté and Beaufort, showcasing the rich diversity of the Europe's culinary heritage. A key example of a protected designation of origin product is feta (PDO), an iconic Greek cheese. Made from sheep's milk or a mix of sheep's and goat's milk, with goat's milk up to 30%, feta cheese is white, compact, ringless, and known for its intense salty flavor. It is produced in specific Greek regions like Macedonia and Thessaly, where traditional know-how ensures its authenticity. The process includes the milk coagulation, salting, and maturation in brine for about 2 months, giving feta its distinctive taste and high quality recognized worldwide. After discussing the PDO products, we now move to the second category of European quality schemes. Let's go with Protected Geographical Indication, PGI. They were established by the same regulation number 1151 of 2012. The PGI label identifies products whose quality, reputation, or specific characteristics are linked to their geographical origin. Unlike PDO, the PGI requires that only one stage of production, processing, or preparation takes place in the defined area, allowing for a more flexible connection that emphasizes regional know-how or historical reputation. PGI applies to agricultural products, foodstuffs, and wine with at least 85% of grapes sourced from the designated region for wine. This table here shows example of protected geographical indication, so PGI products, from various European countries. Among them, we can find Italian specialties like Canestrato di Moliterno, Greek cheeses such as Cascaval Pindou, and renowned varieties like Swiss Gruyere or Spanish Queso Castellano, highlighting also in this case the diversity and importance of regionally linked products. A key example of a protected geographical indication is Locomi of Geographical PGI, a traditional Cypriot sweet with a gelatinous texture and a very sweet taste. Produced since 1985, it comes in flavors like rose, tangerine, or mint. According to the PGI rules, the almonds and honey must come from the province of Paphos, while other ingredients can come from outside the area. In gyroskopal, the sugar, water, starch, and flourings are carefully cooked and mixed until the sweet reaches the right gelatinous consistency. Sometimes nuts or coloring are added, and the dessert is then cut into cubes and sprinkled with sugar or coconut. Lokomi is more than just a sweet. It is a symbol of Cypriot culture and tradition, a true example of local excellence protected by the PGI. After discussing PDO and PGI, another important European certification is the TSG, Traditional Specialty Guaranteed. Unlike the other two, the TSG does not link a product to a specific geographical area, but protects the product's traditional production methods, ingredients, and historic recipes. To qualify for the TSG status, a product must follow traditional production or composition practices and use ingredients that are typical for that product. This certification emphasizes the preservation and recognition of traditional food heritage, regardless of the geographical origin. In short, the TSG focuses on tradition and culinary heritage, offering a different type of protection compared to PDO and PGI, one based on method rather than location. The TSG logo is mandatory for all products certified under this scheme, ensuring visibility and consumer confidence in the authenticity of traditional practices. This table here presents some examples of the TSG certified products from different European countries. We can see that the TSG certification is not tied to a specific location, but focuses on tradition and production methods, protecting historic recipes and techniques. For instance, in Italy, we have pizza napoletana, while in France there are the mots de bouchon. Other notable examples include the Portuguese bacalhau and the Spanish jamón serrano. A key example of a traditional specialty guaranteed is Sardelluta marinata TSG from Romania. This product is made from sprat fish, marinated in wine or in sunflower oil, with spices such as black pepper, coriander, paprika, chili, and bay leaves. There are three main types: marinated in wine, marinated in sunflower oil, or in spicy oil. Each variant has, of course, distinct flavors. The wine version is acidic and aromatic. The oil version is milder, and the spicy version has strong chili notes. The production follows a traditional and careful process. Fish are selected, cleaned, washed, and stored on ice. Then they are immersed in a spice broth prepared according to the traditional recipe. Marinated until the optimal pH is reached and finally packaged with the correct covering liquid. The result is a succulent, uniform product that faithfully reflects Romanian culinary traditions. When discussing food certifications, it's important to note that European wines are also protected through the geographical indications, but mainly via PDO and PGI certifications. These link the wine's quality and name to specific geographical areas. Even though the European Union classifications are official, many countries continue to use traditional national terms, which are legally recognized as equivalent. For example, in Italy, the PDO wines are labeled as Controlled Designation of Origin (DOC) or Controlled and Guaranteed Designation of Origin (DOCG), while PGI wines appear as Typical Geographical Indication, such as IGT. In France, the PDO wines are named as Appellation d'origine contrôlée AOC alongside PGI for other wines. In Spain, the traditional denomination is DO, Denominación de Origen. Currently, Italy has 382 certified wines, including 330 DOC and 52 DOCG, and around 120 IGT or traditional local wines. These traditional names can appear on labels alongside the EU logos, as long as the wine meets the EU criteria. In Italy, a PDO and hence a DOC now wine is produced in a specific area, following strict rules that define its characteristics, such as grape varieties, cultivation, and winemaking methods. This designation ensures the authenticity, typicality, and quality of the wine. Examples of Italian DOC wines include Cerasuolo d'Abruzzo, Aglianico del Vulture, Greco di Bianco, and Campi Flegrei. As regards the DOCG wines, they represent the highest level of quality and prestige among Italian wines. They are wines that have held DOC status for at least 5 years. and by meeting additional strict requirements can obtain the DOCG certification. Some examples include Taurasi from Campania region, Amarone della Valpolicella from Veneto region, Brunello di Montalcino from Tuscany region, and Castel del Monte Bombino Nero from Puglia region. As told before, the DOCG designation is reserved for wines that have held DOC status for at least 5 years and are considered of exceptional quality, influenced by traditional, natural, historical, and human factors. DOCG wines so are, of course, subject to stricter production rules than the OC wines, with even tighter regulations in specific subzones or municipalities. Finally, the PGI wines, now upheld IGT, so typical geographical indication wines, are an intermediate category between table wines and DOC or DOCG wines. They indicate that the wine is produced in a specific geographical area and that at least 85% of the grapes come from that area. While not subject to the strict production rules of DOC and DOCG, the IGT wines retain characteristics linked to their territory. Examples include Colli del Sangro from Abruzzo, Beneventano from Campania, Rubicone from Emilia-Romagna, Anagni from Lazio, and Vino Nobile di Montepulciano from Piedmont. We have focused our attention on Italian wines, but other examples of PDO and PGI wines in Europe can be seen in this table. So we have also in this case for different countries both the PDO and PGI wine. For example, in France we have the Bordeaux or the Côte de Gascogne. In Spain, we have the Rio Negro or the Agacate de Canarias, or in Portugal, we can have the Pastel de Teiao de Torres Vedras. A key example of protected geographical indication wine is the Beira Atlântico PGI. It is a Portuguese wine encompassing white, red, rosé, and sparkling varieties. White and rosé wines are fresh and floral, while reds have aromas of red fruits and plums, with soft tannins and noticeable acidity. The production takes place in the Aveiro, Coimbra, and Leiria districts, following traditional viticultural practices on sandy, alluvial, or well-drained soils. The grapes must reach a minimum natural alcohol content to ensure the wine's quality and typicality. Thank you and keep learning.